Tim Walz is in trouble with the Kamala campaign. Even Politico is admitting that Tim is someone who says he speaks like everyone else. But guess what, Tim? That's not working for the campaign. That's not going to work for us. Key members of Harris's circle weren't even aware of Walz's inaccurate statements. Inaccurate, you mean lies? Until they became public despite their vetting process. Oh, Timbo, having a hard time. Tim Walz has a problem misspeaking. Look, if you misspeak, let's see where they say. Is this a euphemism for lying? Let's see. Now, since being tapped as Kamala Harris's running mate, the folksy, plain-speaking Minnesota governor has had to explain a growing number of inaccurate statements. At times, embellishments about his past. They range from comments about his military service to his visit to Hong Kong more than decades ago to clarifying he didn't use IVF. Lie. It's unclear whether Walz's verbal errors will undercut his credibility with voters, but the need to continually clean up those claims could politically hurt Walz and Harris, who are locked in a tight race. And in some cases, key members of Harris's circle weren't even aware of the inaccurate statements until they became public, despite the vetting process, according to 4 people familiar with the conversations who were granted anonymity. 4 leakers from Kamala's people? Woo! Anytime you're forced to go off message is never welcome. And he really fumbled that with the Tiananmen Square question at the debate. But in the end, voters are looking for somebody who's more concerned about what these candidates are going to do to improve their lives versus did he get every single fact correct? No, but we already think our politicians are liars and dishonest. And so if you're openly, basically on the record with multiple clear lies, that's a concern because he would be number 2 after Kamala. And it's hard to envision that when somebody is just making up crap. Like literally, no, I was in Tiananmen Square. And you can say, hey, Trump's not like necessarily like a facts guy, right? I've heard that said. And I agree with that. Trump talks in a lot of emotion and broad power language. Facts type stuff is more of JD purview, right? He comes out, talks facts, very calm, methodical. It's almost like a dinner table conversation, talking policy, the policy wonk. So I understand that. But Trump's language is not as delineated as this. I was in there during the Tiananmen Square protest in 1989. Fact check. No, you were not. I used IVF printed on a card, says Tim Walz. Fact check. No, you were not. It's a totally different category. Like these are lies. Most politicians, I think, can get away with talking in broad strokes. But these are specific lies after lies. Walz over the years had said publicly that he had been in Hong Kong and he hadn't been. But on Tuesday during the debate, he awkwardly responded, all I said on this is I got there that summer. I'm a knucklehead at times. What does that mean? You're just joking? Conceding he misspoke. Then Walz sought to clean up the debate and it was terrible. He says, yeah, look, I have my dates wrong. I was in Hong Kong, China, 1989, and I speak like everybody else speaks. I need to be clear. That's not how we speak. We don't make up crap out of nowhere. Tim, don't call us liars because you're a liar. Candidates running for higher office have long embellished their records or personal histories. Yeah, that's true. President Joe has long been known to overstate. He's a liar too. He's a plagiarist too, like his academic achievements. Those are factual lies too. Senator Richard Blumenthal in 2010 had to explain why he misstated his military record. So what, are they trying to cover this up by saying everybody else does this? George Santos got thrown out of Congress by the Republicans for lying. But the Democrats don't do that. Walz's misstatements could contradict the image that the campaign has painted of him as an upstanding Midwest guy. Bob Frisbee, 70, said, he's just honest. Bob, come on. He's just honest. He's got multiple confirmed factual dishonesties. One of the earliest claims was about his military record. I can't believe Politico's digging into this. It's true. Walz has repeatedly and inaccurately described himself as a retired command sergeant major. Lie. Radio ads. Never finished the coursework, never retired at the rank. Even Harris changed their website. Oops. Say he once served at the rank, but that's not his rank. Now, in 2018, while campaigning, he stated he didn't want those weapons of war that I carried in war. No, you didn't. They said he just misspoke. That's a pretty big one. He also drew criticism for using his family struggles and saying that if it was up to him, I wouldn't have a family because of IVF. He also posted it in campaign literature. He didn't use it. Walz himself raised some of these issues with Harris and her team during the nominee, according to two people familiar with this, right? He should be telling, hey guys, I lied about like everything in my life. Harris's circle, for example, knew of the 1995 DUI, despite them lying about that too. In some cases, they outright misled reporters. They said he had a hearing problem. No, he was drunk driving. Harris's vetting team called some of Walz's former House colleagues and other allies to check out that episode, his drinking habits and more. His drinking habits. Maybe that's why Kamala liked him. He'll get sloshed with her. As the governor has said, she needs a drinking buddy while Doug's off impregnating nannies. He speaks like a normal person and speaks passionately about issues, said a spokesman, and said that Trump and Vance repeatedly lie and mislead about their plan to ban abortion nationwide, which they've never said at all. So they're also lying about Trump. They don't want a nationwide abortion ban. It was never part of Trump's plan. Melania's even coming out talking like she's ultra pro-abortion. I haven't read the book. Now, Democrats in recent weeks have to downplay and defend some of Walz's statements, including his military rank. J.B. Pritzker, governor, said, now sometimes he misspeaks on occasion. All right, leave him alone. Says you can pick and choose the things you want to know over somebody's entire career and call it out, saying J.D. Vance is lying every day. What's he lying about? Did he lie about his military career? Did he lie about his kids? Did he lie about his recipes? Everything's a lie with this dude. And finally, it's getting a little bit of attention, which is good. Now, Liz Cheney was out with Kamala Harris, and it's not even worth filling in these forms to read this crap article, because Liz Cheney is the daughter of Dick Cheney, and we already know that they are going to be united in their thirst for more blood and war, because they're maniacs. And they were out. Here's what Liz Cheney sounded like yesterday
in this
talking
election,
about Kamala.
A broad coalition has come together to support.
Are they trying to make her
Kamala
like
Harris.
the
now,
RFK
we may
Jr.?
disagree on some things.
Is this what this is?
But we are bound together by the one thing that matters to us as Americans more than any other.
What?
And that's our duty to our Constitution
and
our belief in the miracle and the blessing of this incredible nation.
Okay, you guys have wrecked the Constitution. You're prosecuting your political opponent. You set up an entire J6 operation and then exploited that for multiple months and years and prosecuted a bunch of innocent people who should not be in prison or facing criminal charges from our disgusting, corrupt government. And so I think they're trying to make her like RFK Jr., but it's very similar. Wow, they've got RFK Jr. They took a lefty and made him a righty. So what if we take a righty and make her a lefty or something? And they think that's a big victory. They also brought out Kinzinger, who also is out of Congress. He didn't get thrown out as badly as Liz did, lost by like 30, 40 points there in Wyoming. But he's now saying that this is a big victory for the left.
Probably pretty surreal. It's very important because, again, if this is the Republican base, a significant amount are sold on Trump and they're going nowhere. But there's an amount of Republicans here that are embarrassed by him, but they still think there's some vestige of the old party left. And I just remind them, as I'd remind everybody, look, Liz Cheney, I'm conservative. Liz Cheney makes me look like a raving liberal. She's extremely conservative. Our viewpoints haven't changed from when she was.
Nobody needs to make you look like a raving liberal. Okay. You're doing that on your own. And Cheney, what is conservatism according to Cheney? Can anybody explain that to me? What is it other than war? Does she have any other policy perspective? She hates Trump and she loves war. That's all, just like her daddy did. And it's bizarre to have lived through both eras of this. I came up in high school when George Bush was president and Dick Cheney was the vice president, and the left and the Democrats hated him viciously. They hated Bush. They were frothing, salivating at the mouth with Bush hatred. But Dick Cheney, oh my gosh, it was wild to see. And I was in high school. I was like, man, we got attacked by the terrorists. So I was on board with Team Bush, whatever. Let's go invade Iraq and go get the bad guys, whatever. What the hell did I know? I was like a sophomore. But they hated the Cheneys, and now they're on the stage with them. They're sharing a stage with them. And that wasn't that long ago. That was like 20 years ago. Wow, that's been a long time, man. Time flies. Okay, but here's the point. Now they're on the same team because they're both maniac warmongers.
Number 3 in line for the party. She was the number 3rd most powerful Republican when I was called a rising star in the party. So what changed? The answer is really simple. We did not bow the knee and pledge allegiance to Donald Trump. So anybody that tries to pretend like somehow this party is the same party, and this is the group we're talking to, you can't say that. It's literally just, do you commit to Donald Trump or not? And after
That's
what we saw
it at all
on the January 6th committee and what we saw with the
your committee was fake. You were a token Republican along with Liz Cheney. How come the Democrats didn't appoint the actual Republicans they wanted on that committee there, Adam? It's funny. Also, another person who is trying to cling to relevancy. He's saying that everybody, right, his whole basis for existing is to be anti-Trump. They just bring him on as a token Republican. And if he didn't have that position, what else would he have? Literally, what else is he going to do? Comment on politics or something? Be a CNN contributor to talk about something else? He's just anti-Trump J6er. It's his whole shtick now. So it's do or die for them, right? They really need to win so that, actually, I think he might have a better career if Trump wins, right? Because then he can be on CNN every day talking garbage about Trump, which is his whole purpose. Joe Biden, they dragged him out of wherever they keep him these days. And he talked about Liz.
To watch Liz Cheney. You get to watch her. Liz Cheney, you get to see her.
Yeah.
She made one of the most consequential speeches I've ever heard.
Really?
She has character. I know her dad and her dad as well.
Yeah.
We argue like hell, but I always admire his courage and honesty.
Really? Dick Cheney?
She did.
Dick Cheney is courageous and honest now. Incredible, according to Democrats. Wild.
Not took only political courage, but physical courage.
Physical courage. Did Liz Cheney beat back some attackers on J6 or something?
Physical courage it took to do.
Physical courage.
I've never been so proud. I really am. Really incredibly proud of her. She deserves it.
Okay, any questions?
It doesn't matter. I'm not making that judgment. Just talking about her. She and her father have character. Character, damn it, is what we need in this country. Character. There's not enough of it in terms of how we conduct our politics.
Mr. President, you said you've been talking to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Why hasn't that happened yet? What are you waiting for?
Because there's no action going on right now. I think about it. They've been working hard on it. And we just, the grace of God, the good little neighbor, it's going to hold. Thank you.
Whoa, what was that? I just missed that. I was exhaling because it's such a disaster, but he gave us more?
Prices will go up. I don't know. They're going up public.
Okay. So that's Joe Biden leading America into democracy, topia, whatever they're doing. Who knows?